In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a sequence, and of course a sequence is how you work in the timeline in Premiere Pro. Inside of your sequence, you can lay your videos and your images or your audio files down and start making cuts, edits, transitions, and fine-tuning things in there based on the timeline. So there's a few different ways, of course, to create a sequence. I want to show you the easiest way first. What I have right here is just a piece of footage that I've imported, and this was shot on a Canon 5D Mark II, 24 frames a second, and 1080 HD video. So I'm just going to take this, and you can see here it's 23.976 frame rate. Maybe we can even zoom over and see. Indeed, it's the 1920 by 1080. I'm just going to take that and grab it and drag it to. I'm just going to take it and drag it to the timeline area, and then I'm going to drop it. And what that's done is it's automatically created over here. You can see is now labeled MVI 8856, and that of course is taken directly from the clip. So the clip you see has this icon and it has the .mov file extension, but this new sequence that was created has the same name. It's just stolen the name from the clip name, which of course was generated by the Canon camera, but it now has this new icon where it kind of looks like a video sequence. So that's the easy way to create a video sequence, and what we can do is we can go up under sequence settings, and we can see all of those sequence settings that are available to us. I think, let's see, that's what that's going to look like. Okay. So those are our sequence settings, and if we wanted to make any changes, we could do that in there as well. So the easiest way is just to take, a clip over here and add it in. Let's just suppose that, I'm just going to delete that sequence. Now let's just suppose that I'm editing in Premiere Pro, and I want to edit in the same type of sequence, but I don't actually have a piece of footage that I'm going to use. So I'm just going to delete this footage for a second. Well, I could go ahead and grab one of my photographs and drag and drop that into my timeline, right? Well, now what you notice up here in the program window is it's a different size. So let's just go into the sequence settings, and what we have here, when we look at the frame size down here, it's made a video sequence that is exactly the same as the photograph that I dropped onto there. So if I wanted to do a custom size to the exact photograph, assuming all of my photographs are exactly the same size, then what I have, maybe would work for me here. So let's just have a look at that, and you can play it, and you can see that the photograph is set to 5 seconds because that's what the default import was. But if I wanted to create a 1080 HD video sequence for my photographs, what I might want to do is go File, New, and Sequence. And then I get something that looks like this. And you can see I have a digital SLR, which is the cameras we use, set of sequence presets. And I can go in and select digital SLR 1080p, 24 frame rate sequence, just like that. Now the problem is not all of the newer versions of Adobe CC have all of these presets available. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to learn how to create this on your own. So you would go in and fill in the frame size, 1920 by 1080, 23976 time base. You can select DSLR editing, sample rate 48,000 hertz or 48 kilohertz, and that's the sort of standard audio sample rate for DSLR or most video, in all honesty. And then you can see you have video previews down here. So the most important thing is to get your time base 23976, your frame size 1920 by 1080, and your sample audio rate to be 48 kilohertz. Once that's done, you can name your sequence. And you click OK, and of course it's going to pop up down here in your project window, and at the same time it automatically opens over here as a shafter. So as we saw, there's a couple different ways of creating a new sequence. The easiest being just to take your source material and drop it over there. But depending on the size, you may want a custom sequence, like if you were, if you wanted to make a square video for Instagram or something like that. All right, so that's how to create a sequence.